Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 144 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the characters, ships, mods, Datacrons, whatever we're doing with the account. Plans for the future so that you can all follow along. Please pay attention to the image on the screen as we get started. This is how you use a like saber to cut that like button in half. We really appreciate it if you could do that for me. It helps me, it helps the channel. All right, let's see what happened in the account in week 144. This is a big one, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so first things first, we had Krrsantan as the last relic needed for the Jabba journey, and we farmed him up now that he's double drop, and there he goes to 7 stars. There he goes to gear 12, gear 13, and we're going to take him up to relic 5 for the journey. Now, we do plan to take him to higher relics later on, but for right now we just need to get the journey underway, get that started. And I still haven't taken C-3PO up to relic 7, so we do still have some relic levels to put on him, so we leave Krrsantan behind. We go pick this C-3PO, and we're going to put the last 2 relic upgrades onto him, take him to 6, and then take him to 7. All right, and then that should lock in the last needed improvement for the Jabba journey. Quest complete, 2 out of 3. That's 3 out of 3 that are done. So if we look at the Jabba journey, here we are, and you can see indeed we're ready to go. Ticket farming is underway, and we're ready to begin that journey. Headed over to Luke's Jedi Master Luke. We're going to follow up very quickly and do Jedi Master Luke. We're taking a look at Leia here as a requirement. She was 1 piece short of gear 12, but I was able to buy it with raid currency right there, so we take her to gear 12. We take Biggs to gear 12. Wedge is the only one left to go for this journey, and of course we still have to get Jedi Training Rey up and going. Alright, so here we go with Wedge. We get a couple gear tiers on him with that purchase of Carbantes. So that puts us in good shape to finish out the Jabba journey, and I think, honestly, I could be doing Jedi Master Luke potentially before I'm even done with the ultimate ability farming for Jabba. That would be interesting to have light and dark side tokens both up at the same time. Here we get Veteran Smuggler Han going. We did farm a little bit of Veteran Han and Veteran Chewie, so we got them up to 5 stars respectively. Here we've got Jedi Stick Rey, the old Rey, not Jedi, Rey Scavenger. We're going to take her to 85 and then upgrade her gear. Just getting ready for that Jedi Training Rey journey. Will be there pretty soon. Now we're going to build out Veteran Chewbacca, so we'll take him to level 85. Put the initial gears and skills on him. We did have to go real quick there and farm some Mark II HoloLenses. And that's a dark side farm, so I don't mind farming up some of those. Got my first tokens toward Jabba. With that, then there's not a whole lot else that I'm going to be able to do because we've pretty much sunk all of our resources into gear 12ing the journey requirements. We'll take a gear tier on Trench. Move over to mods. We have 5 mods of appropriate speeds this week. Not really a very great haul, so out of all the gray mods, only 5 of them had decent speed and stats. So here we try the first one, we miss on speed. Here we try the second one, 5 speed, and we miss. Here we 5 speed and we miss. And again, my criteria, if I take them to green and they don't hit a second speed roll, I just look for a different mod. The method's worked out pretty well for me so far. Alright, then we'll go through the blue and green mods. We end up with the Arrow with health main stat, 15 speed substat. In the end, I don't know that I'll use a health main stat on an offense Arrow, so I end up selling it off. Here we try working on a couple of these mods. This one's protection main stat on an offense triangle. I'm short on triangles, so I just hit it hoping that it would get speed. Because if it gets speed, you know, I've said before, any mod can be a speed mod. So if we would hit speed there, we would just be, you know, using that mod for speed on a character that wants to go fast. Here we hit 14 speed, but then missed all the way up to gold. We'll still lock that mod in, but overall, not much else to look at here. In the gold and purple category, we do have a new mod here. It's 13 speed. It can still go to gold, so we're going to take it to gold, but it hits 3 speed. 16 on 4 rolls is really not that great, so we go ahead and lock that mod in. I mean, it's a 16 speed mod. It probably won't take it to 6 dots though. Then I got a series of mods with 1 speed that I locked because I might want to work on them someday. So here I take a couple of them and I work on them. And this one's crit damage, and I do hit speed, but then I don't get it any further than 10. But that's a mod worth keeping. And then when I'm looking at these mods, trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to take them up, these have high crit chance on them. So really a lot of crit chance, but other than that, not much to contribute. So we sell off a bunch of those and unlock and get rid of and clean out our mod inventory. Here we're doing a 6 dot slice. 19 speed mod goes to a 23 speed mod. We'll take it. We're looking for other good mods to 6 dot mod, or 6 dot slice, but that was really all we had that I wanted to do this week. We're looking at mods for these guys, and you'll see when I click on this mod here for veteran smuggler Chewie, and I put the cross on his corner, that's literally the only cross that I have available to mod a character with. So we'll talk about that a little more later. I'm completely out of crosses. Here we're working on Datacrons. We start a new Datacron. We get light side evasion. We're looking for something better than that, so we re-roll. And we get the dark side 15%, so we take that. I really want another light side 15%, so I just give it a try, and we don't end up getting it. So it looks like we will have to take the dark side 15%. So we'll confirm that, lock that in. And then we'll keep rolling on this mod. We have some materials, so here we go. We get defense, we get health, we get Sith mechanics here. Sith allies start their turn with 2 debuffs that can be dispelled. And then we keep going. We get health steal, which isn't all that great, and then offense, which we like. So that mod's got a mix of all different kind of stats, but overall it's okay. Datacron, I mean. Then we made some carbonite circuit boards. Here we're coming in for the bronzium wiring for the week, so we're going to carve up all these extra materials that we've got and run it down to a total of 141 that we're going to craft following our rules. And we also got 20 of them from events, so that puts us at 161 bronzium for the week. We've been averaging about 160, so that's pretty good. Here for chromium, we're going to make the armor, and then we're going to go in, we're going to make all of these blast tech weapon mods that we reasonably can. And just make a bunch of them. And then we craft these out, get 133 more of those. We'll take all of the Mark III projectors that we have left over and convert them. We'll convert one piece of gear for electrium conductors, and then we'll make some conversions on the impulse detectors as well. We need those impulse detectors, of course. We're going to relic 8 the whole Jabba team, then certainly we're going to need a bunch of impulse detectors, so we chew away at those a little bit at a time each week. All right, account status as of week 144, 6.71 million galactic power. Relics, we're 84 relics, 95 zetas, 12 omicrons. JMK is still in the top 100, basically top 20 right now. Fleet Arena Profundity gets top 5, and we're in Kyber 4. We dipped down to Kyber 5 for one battle, so we got to fight to stay in Kyber 4 through this season. I don't want to get knocked down. And once Jabba's in the account, I feel like we got a chance of holding on to Kyber 4, pushing up from there. The project, I don't think we're going to gear anything next week. We'll hold on to all of our gear and all of our relic materials, and we will plan to take Jabba to relics hopefully in week 146. So if I get 2 solid weeks of farming on materials for him, we should be able to unlock Jabba. Next week, the energy plan is hard nodes for 000, BT1, Embo, and some ships that I'm working on, some Inquisitors that I'm working on. There's all kinds of hard farms that I need to do, so we're just kind of cycling between those. But I've been farming 000 and BT1 for quite some time, getting them close. They're on their last stretch of that 6 to 7 star gap. In the Cantina, we'll continue to farm a little bit of signal data, continue to work on the vets. Of course, we've been farming Krrsantan, so we've been sort of farming less signal data while we got Krrsantan done. And now we have to follow that up with continuing to farm characters out of the Cantina, which is inconvenient. But anyway, we'll work on it. Mod energy, we got to farm mods 3 times a day. I am going to try to keep getting 5 refreshes every day, where I do 3 mod refreshes and 2 slicing material refreshes. So that's the strategy: 5 refreshes on mods, 3 on energy, 3 fleet, 3 Cantina. The 2023 planning, we are working on Jabba and JML. And then during JML, we'll be working on Crate. There's some other stuff here: Daka, Malgus, Malik, Second Sister. And then we'll have to talk more about that Sana and Stormhan and Aphra. Let the Jabba farming begin. Okay, we got it, guys. We're done. We're done with the journey here for Jabba the Hutt. That's all filled in. So we are successfully farming Darkside tokens now on the Darth Loquitur account. Nice. I do have to make a new commitment to these robots. We've got a guild push going on to start filling in the operations for territory battles more. So they were asking if BT1 and 000 were an option for me, because I'd obviously farmed up some of the shards. So I committed, said yes, I'll finish these characters out to Relic to help the guild. I was planning to do Aphra anyway. It looks like a fun team. It looks like a very trooper style team of outrun the opponent, pull the trigger, and damage flies everywhere. And I don't know, it looks like a fun team. Looks entertaining. A little bit RNG, but sometimes it's fun to just throw things in, take a chance. And I think maybe like the troopers, if you get the mechanics down, maybe she could be a very reliable team. So we were already looking at that. We've got Santa Staros at gear 12 already for this account. And Hondo, we haven't started at all on Hondo, of course, but he doubles on October 5th. And I don't think I'm in a hurry to get him, but if I do get BT1 and 000 Relic, then I've got Santa Staros at gear 12. It's going to be hard not to just go ahead and smash the Cantina energy for Hondo and get that Aphra done. But if it's a Leia requirement, then that might time out quite nicely, because I can start working on all of the Leia requirements, and I should be in decent shape for Aphra. And then I probably will wait for Hondo to double drop. As much as I want that team, the difference in Cantina energy, it's farming for 2 weeks to get a character versus farming for 4 weeks to get a character, something like that. So it's really a lot more Cantina energy. So I probably have to wait on Aphra till double drops. But anyway, in good shape there, helping out the guild, going after the Aphra team. And then here, I just titled this slide, I have a problem. I literally have no crosses in my account that are not currently assigned to a character or part of a loadout. So that kind of caught me by surprise. I mean, I knew I was low on some mods, but to have 0 available crosses. So I have to look at how to solve this. We at least need some kind of crosses to put on the garbage characters, right? Because even characters that we're not actively working with, they still have a purpose somewhere in the game, sometimes even as, trash defense in Grand Arena or whatever. So if I have to steal a cross from one of them to mod a character that I want to mod, then I need to at least have something to put back on them. So ways that we could generate more crosses. We could go back to selling the left side mods for a while. I did that for a long time when the output of the mod farming used to be imbalanced. Now it's even across all mod shapes, so it's not as necessary to sell these off. But I could go back to that, right? Because that does give a preference on crosses and triangles, and it's just for the gray stuff, right? We work on mods for every other color. It's just the gray stuff that we would sell off the left side mods. We could also keep mods that have normally been assigned bad stats. Like if I get an offense mod with tenacity, I don't even work on it, because I just, if I get an offense mod set, then I want an offense main stat or something, right? I typically don't want tenacity, but we'll start keeping tenacity and defense, and we'll go ahead and develop them, see what they look like. We might have to start keeping a few mods that only have one speed roll, roll 5 speed, and we go ahead and keep it. And we'll assign that to some, tier 3 character that's way down the list that we don't really use, to free up other mods to use on other characters. But we've got to get some more crosses in the account. The other thing we could do, we could just watch the mod shop, and whenever good crosses drop, we could buy those from the mod shop. So let's take that idea a little further. If we were to buy mods, buy crosses from the mod shop, basically, once you use credits for that, you either have to stop building new characters, right? Because the main drain on our credits, whether you realize it or not, every time you have to build a new character, it's a major drain on your resources. If you're not building new characters, leveling them up to 85, taking their stars up to 7 stars, you don't have so much of a problem with your money. But if we're going to spend it on mods, then we have to replace it somehow, and the easiest way in the game right now is to buy gold with Mark 1 raid tokens. Now you can buy 625 buys you 1,000,000, and it would take 2,500 more or less to buy a gold mod, because they're about 4 million, and it would take you 4 purchases of 625, which puts you at 2,500. If you look at the mods, the cost of building mod or buying mods for fleet currency, it would take you about 3,500 Mark 1 raid tokens, 876 raid tokens for 500,000 of the fleet currency, and it's 1.91 million per mod, so it comes out to about 3,500 Mark 1 raid tokens. Now, for comparison, you could buy 125 Carbantes for 2,700. So that's basically saying for the cost of one mod, you're sacrificing 125 Carbantes. And that's really a lot. That's a lot to give up. So in terms of efficiency, I don't feel like one mod is really going to be worth 125 Carbantes, so to speak. But the other way we could do it, we could just generate credits with mods again, right? So I could change my strategy a little bit, farm more mods and less slicing materials, sell all the left side E mods, those basic gray ones, and also the arrows. Just keep the triangles and crosses from the gray stuff, and keep all of the cross stats. That should free up enough credits for me to buy 1 or 2 per week, and it would focus in on, trying to build crosses and triangles from the gray stock. But that's a lot of opportunity that we're giving up, because we have been, I think, quite successful in the past few months. I've been able to use my credits, leverage the credits to actually take the gray mods to 9. Usually I only took them to 6 in the past, because I didn't have enough credits to take them all the way up to 9, but we've been taking them up to 9, getting more opportunities to slice gray mods. So we'd be giving up a lot of those opportunities, and I'm not sure that that's the right move either. So in the end, I think the final answer is that I'm going to do a bit of each. So first of all, I am going to make a lot more purchases of credits. I don't really want to give up that many Carbantes or other gear, but the truth is, I've been gearing characters like crazy to gear 12 for tier 2 projects, and I don't really need it. I'm not in a rush to get those characters. I'm still working on Revan. I want to work the Revan characters into shape for Malik, but I don't have to hurry that, right? Like, there's not a reason for me to want Darth Revan right away. Certainly I could use him, but I have to relic all of the stuff for Jedi Master Luke, and then follow that up with stuff for the Aphra team. So there's a lot of other stuff that I have to relic. So even if I got Darth Revan, Malik, I wouldn't be pushing them to relics right away. So I feel like I'm going to go ahead and give up a bunch of credits over the next few weeks. We're going to make a ton of purchases of credits, and I'm going to use those credits to buy some crosses specifically out of the shop. I'll just keep my eye on it, and if some good crosses show up, we'll grab them. Also, we don't have new characters to build at the moment. I think after building that the 2 veterans and Stick Ray, I think we're not in bad shape on characters. So hopefully we won't have a whole lot more of them to lean into. So I think we're okay there. So this week's Bronzium wiring, we did 161. We manufactured 141 and got 20 from events. So that continues right on the average, right? We've been averaging 160, and we made 161 this week, so it stays right on average. And that gives you guys an idea, again, if you farm in the right way and you buy the materials out of the shop where you can. Somebody asked me about crafting stuff for Bronzium, and typically you don't want to craft for Bronzium, you just want to scrap the stuff directly. So buy stuff out of the shop that can be scrapped for Bronzium wiring and farming Cairo node, and this is what I can routinely get week after week. Now that number is going to drop like a rock for the next couple weeks. I'll keep tracking it because it's kind of fun, but we will be doing the farm for Jabba, so dark side only. The dark side nodes are less desirable for creating Bronzium wiring. That Chirotech shock prod node, of course, is really good for helping generate Bronzium wiring. So probably drop off to like 100 and maybe 100, 110, something like that. I don't know. I feel like we're going to lose a third or more of our Bronzium wiring because we are stuck farming dark side nodes all the time. But we'll see. We'll track it. So that wraps up the account review for this week. Lots of interesting stuff going on. So we're farming for Jabba. We've got crosses that we've got to get from somewhere for modding. We've got robots that we got to work on for BT1 and 000. So and we'll be working on those over time. But yeah, lots of stuff happened this week. So hope you all enjoyed this update. Remember, as you leave, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe so that you can watch more videos like this in the future. And of course, if you want to join the Discord, the link is always in the description down below. We've got a fantastic Discord community, 96% less toxic than the normal Discord community. It's a nice place for any player, new players, old players alike, to just come hang out, share information, talk in a pretty safe environment. So hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next Holocron.